Well, congratulations on the win and probably not having to talk about that winless streak anymore. I don't know, how satisfying is it to get this one and to kind of do it on this stage?
You know, I was talking to Tommy Brecky. Was this better than 2019? You know, what are the similarities? I know some people in the press wanted to go back to 2019, and you know, I thought that was a little too far back because they have had our number. You know, and Steve does a great job, and you know, it's been a really good rivalry. But in some ways, when my initial gut reaction is this is a little better than 2019. Because 2019, look, we had a really good team, and Nico wasn't prime, and Raul in his prime, and stuff like that. But we started Reed, we started Jonathan Bell, guys who hadn't played, guys that came on the field, did their jobs. Georgie, there's another, you know, young kid. Guys that hadn't played a lot of minutes. Nathan came on, did exactly what he needed to do. I think you guys saw Obed's coming out party. I mean, I don't know if anybody agrees with me, but he might have been the best player on the field, in my opinion. You've got Jordan Morris, who can actually say that, you know, he's a number 9 in our league. You got Raul coming on and pitching in with his mentality in that locker room. JP coming on the field, giving us veteran leadership. I mean, that whole group in there deserves a lot of credit. Those players in there had to dig deep. They had to fight. They had to persevere. They had to overcome. We went down a goal, came back and scored 2. Now, granted, one was the own goal. I get that. I get it. Totally get it. But we created something, got us back in the game, and then for Jordan to clean it up and, you know, put the game away, it was impressive.
When did you know you were going to go with the 5-man back line?
Literally last week, because we're debating back and forth. You know, we've always had. If you go all the way back to the Houston game away, 2-2, we'd always been toying with playing 3 at the back. And that game, remember, it kind of fizzled out. We came back to draw 2-2, but, you know, it wasn't great in the first half. There were things we learned. We actually went back to that game when we started to think about the tactics for this game. What did we do well? What did we not do well? But as soon as we kind of had the troubles with Nuhu and Rothrock, and we know those guys weren't going to start, then we had to, you know, really put it in high gear and, you know, commit to a decision. The other thing I would say about that was, you know, we've been good in 4-2-3-1 all year long, and I knew Steve was going to make changes. He did it against Vancouver. You know, those adjustments work. So we actually prepared for different scenarios, but we wanted to start off with 3 center backs just because matching up against them was, you know, what we thought was the best way to, you know, win the game based on personnel.
Coach, the awareness of your team, like they did the little things today that you wanted them to do. The fouls.
No, they actually did the big things.
Well,
Stephen Fry and
Jordan.
And everybody, they did big things.
But what about stopping the counterattack and those things?
Well, we gave up some stuff, Maz. I mean, I'm going to have to rewatch it. We gave up some stuff, but, I mean, look, at the end of the day, all the small details, a little bit of luck, yes, very disciplined team. I know where you're going. Very disciplined. That's the word I would use. Everybody did their part, and I think, you know, that was the key to winning the game.
And I mean, just what can you say about Jordan? Just for him, he pseudo told us that he got knocked in the head, and then trainers had to take a look.
He was almost going to come out of the game.
Concussion, yeah.
Let's not use that word. He's perfectly fine.
Yeah, no. He said it was clear. As I
Okay.
say, he said he was cleared by the trainers, no problems, and yet he overcomes grogginess to score the game-winning goal.
Well, it's a fitting story. He's done great all year. Happy for him. Happy for the team.
Over here. Congratulations on the win, Coach. You mentioned before the game how important that first goal would be. You didn't get that first goal, but still were able to come back and find that win. What is it about, you know, doing that against the LAFC team that has been so good when they score that first goal?
Well, it's not just LAFC. Don't just use 2019 and this year as an example. The Sounders, the mantra of the Sounders, the mentality of the group was we never quit. We never give up. Guys that want to even think about giving up, they're no longer with us. It's just the overall spirit, mentality of the group. They understand that coming in. They understand that great players have come to this club, and they understand that it's their team. It's not my team. It's not Adrian's team. It's their team, and they have to stick together. And as a collective, they can do great things. And so all of those little messages, add up to guys not quitting and guys finding ways to impact games. We talked before the game about the team that made the most plays, defensively and offensively, was going to win the game. Steph made a bunch of defensive plays. All the defenders were good, and we happened to make 2 plays in the attacking half, and we scored 2 goals.
Do you think that kind of goes hand in hand with what has become sort of a Sounders trend of not necessarily starting the season well, but as the season goes on?
We're trying to get rid of that narrative. We're trying to get rid of that. It's hard to do with these guys over here. They keep talking about it, but
it happened again this season where you didn't necessarily start well.
But, okay, we had some injuries. We had some things. The faith that Craig showed in this group of players, the faith that the coaching staff had in this group of players, the faith that the players had amongst themselves is what overcome a slow start, and they were able to, figure it out. And, there's going to be bumps and bruises along the way, but, that's, again, back to that Pacific Northwest grit and never quitting.
Thank you.
All right, Alex, we'll go to you next on Zoom.
Thanks, guys. Jada, let's go to you. I see your hand raised. Thanks in advance.
Hey, thanks. Congratulations on the win, Brian. I guess since some of the other questions were taken care of a little bit, how is Yamar, and how is he doing? And some of the other players look like
we're going to give them 2 days off, and then we're going to assess them when they're home, and I'll let you know on Tuesday. But look, we've got some challenges. There's some guys that had cramps, and we don't know if Yaimar's cramps are a pull. Reed, is it a cramp or a pull? Alex, is it a cramp or a pull? We'll assess those, Jada, when we get back home.
And then as far as seeing Jordan, get a good playoff goal, especially, he's had a lot of goals, but, not a game winner like this in the postseason that means so much. Can you talk a little bit about that and what that kind of means?
Well, it just, look, he's been scoring a ton of goals for this club. He now has added to that total game-winning goal in a semifinal. Now, he did it against Colorado in a conference final when he was in 2016, Jada. So that was another moment that I can't forget. So he's had a couple, but this one was massive. The way he turned and spun, and we talk about at tough angles hitting the ball up, and that was a classic, striker's goal. You got to know where you're at. You got to know where the goalkeeper is. You got to know where the frame of the goal is. So credit to him. He's been working hard on being a number 9.
All right, we'll go to Nico and to next. Nico, go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hi, Brian. Congratulations on the win. Earlier in the week, you were saying that the team's got to go down there and play how we want to play free. What was your message to the squad at halftime, and especially going into extra time, handling their constant attacks on the defense?
Well, I think we had some attacks our own self. We scored 2 goals in the second half. The message at halftime was calm, because I thought the first half was pretty good. We made some slight tweaks, and then obviously when Georgie came on, that changed things a little bit. But, again, overall, I give credit to the guys in the locker room. They followed the tactics, and, they did a great job.
And to reflect on a famous quote, attack wins you games, defense wins you titles. Do you feel like that really summed up tonight's game and could sum up the playoff run if it keeps going strong?
Well, I'm going to use this opportunity to stump for not just the team, because we've been a pretty good defensive team for the last couple of years. Everybody pitches in. We missed Nuhu tonight. Yaimar's been a beast. Jackson's an up-and-coming, MVP-type center back. Alex. Jonathan Bell tonight, Nathan tonight. I'm going to talk about all that guys, but I'm going to stump for Stephen Fry. I mean, how that guy hasn't won Goalkeeper of the Year is a travesty. I'm going to say it. It's a travesty, and it's a mistake. And if people don't want to get on the bandwagon, that's your choice. That's your choice. But my belief, my opinion, is that guy's the best shot stopper in the league, bar none.
Thank you, Brian.
Jada, did you have a follow-up or are you good?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Matt, back to you.
Any other questions here in the room? Maz, close us out.
Yamar's yellow card. Did you see that? He got a yellow card while he's off the field.
It's totally fine. Refs have a hard job.
Yeah.
I thought, look, actually, that's a really great question because, look, there were a couple of calls that maybe I complained about because the heat of the moment, whatever. I thought the refereeing crew tonight did a really good job. I thought they were spot on. It was a hard game to referee. It started to get a little chippy, but I think the referee crew did a great job tonight, and it's credit to them.
And I just meant, boy, it just shows how much this, even players on the sidelines were still into the game. I wasn't going to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when he was, but, okay. Yaimar's emotional. He wanted his team to win. It was a good call, though. It was probably a yellow because he can't step on the field. Nice job, referees.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Coach.
Congratulations, Coach.